I call to order the school committee meeting of October 27th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Excellent.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Ms. Guntner.
Kathleen Amaral.
Here.
John Nunes.
Yep.
Chris Oliver.
Here.
Mary Beckwith.
Here.
Bess Coughlin.
Here. This meeting is being recorded. It will be rebroadcast on DCTV and can be streamed on their YouTube channel at any time. We now welcome public comment from the audience on any topic on this evening's agenda, and we have allowed 10 minutes for this. Please approach the mic, state your name, and keep your comments to 3 minutes, please. And I do not believe that there is public comment. All right. So we will move to our student representative report, and this evening we have Rosanna Emeritus. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Rosanna and I am a senior at Dartmouth High, and this is actually my first year here. And so for the student updates, students are really looking forward to November events like Spirit Week and the Pep Rally, and we have homecoming coming up soon. And there's been an increase in school spirit this fall. Lots of support at the football game, volleyball game, the unified basketball and soccer games, and it's been great to see students and staff like getting together and cheering each other on. Attendance has improved compared to last year. There has been 1,177 fewer absences and tardies since the start of the school year.
Wow. Beautiful. That's great.
And the cell phone hotels in the classroom have been a great success. This has helped students reduce distractions and help keep kids focused during classwork. The universal free breakfast and lunch breakfast and lunch have helped many other kids are eating regularly, and it has a positive impact in our school environment. And the homework hangout is now up and running by the Honors Society Club. Students appreciate having a quiet and supportive space to complete their work with extra help from their peers. The Trunk and Treat event on Saturday, hosted by the Student Council, was a huge success. Families, staff, and students all came out and participated. It was a great example of school and community engagement. Seniors are in a particularly busy season right now. Early action is November 1st, and a lot of students are applying for early action. The senior short orders are in, yearbook submissions, and other class activities. So it's been really stressful for seniors, but we're getting through it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Rosanna.
Thank you. That was
What
great.
a fabulous first report.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
So you may stay and listen to the rest of the meeting, but we always offer that you can go and do all that very busy stuff that is making you
Okay,
stressed.
thank you. It was nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting
Nice
you.
meeting
Thank
you
you.
as well.
Thank you.
And welcome to Dartmouth.
And we are going to take things a little out of order here. We are going to do a little bit of new business.
Yep, we're going to jump into family and community engagement as part of the superintendent's update, because we have Mr. Tattlebaum here, and we don't want him to have to hang out too long. And so Mr. Tattlebaum is going to come up and talk to us about an organization that we're all familiar with, and that we're really proud to be part of here in the Dartmouth community, and that's Gifts to Give. And he has something he wants to talk to us and the greater Dartmouth school community about. So thank you for coming and joining us this evening, Mr. Tattlebaum. We appreciate having you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm just an old citizen today. And luckily, we have no meetings on our select board, so I'm able to make it tonight.
Perfect.
And I will listen a little longer. I'm here tonight. I'm on the board of the Gifts to Give organization. Just briefly, for maybe listeners who don't know what it is, if I may, we collect donations from all over the area: kids' clothing, toys, books, and adult clothing, household goods and gifts. And the main thing we do is we repurpose them, we go through them, we clean them up, and we get orders from social workers and distributors all over the area, and we we put together packages of kids' clothing, kids' books, toys, infants' furniture, infants' strollers, you name it, we collect it and clean it up and get redistributed. It would have gone to the landfill by then. All done by volunteers, hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. We're all inspired by our founder, Jim Stevens. And don't go near him, because if he asks you something, you just can't say no to him, so stay away. We are in desperate need of kids' clothing. And we've had, in the past, successful drives. The best place to get them is in kids' schools. And right now, the orders keep coming in for the fall and for the winter season, and we really can use kids' clothes of all kinds, all sizes. And what we'd like to do is propose, I first want to say that I first proposed the idea to the superintendent and the assistant superintendent. They were gracious and very welcoming to me, and that's why I'm here. So thank you both. We would like to propose a drive at each of the schools, which we have a trailer, gift-to-give trailer. We put it on site, and we can work out all the logistics, of course, with each principal, but kids will bring stuff in, put it up, hopefully even more, leave it there for 2 or 3 days. Maybe so filled we'll have to transport it back and forth, but in desperate need, all sizes, we call it from gently used and even new. If people want to bring in new clothes, the preference is going to be for kids' sweatpants. Believe it or not, that's the #1 item. Huh. #1. And we do a lot of those in new, and people bring in because it's useful as, pajamas and pants and all, but it's the #1 item. But all kinds of all clothes of all sizes. So be happy to work out logistics. We have a fellows waiting with the trailer, drop it off, and we can talk to each principal and work it out. So we are grateful for listening, and hopefully we're ready to start as soon as we can get authorization, because we're going to we're getting in orders now. We have requests that we cannot possibly come close to fulfilling, because we need them. In a brief note, the facility is filled with stacks of shelves. The stuff is all stacked, be it toys, books, or clothes. We get an order from a social worker. They pick it, pull it off the order, put it in bags, and it's picked up by the social worker. All private and secret. Everyone's protected. So all we're looking for is maybe we can get this date. So we're ready to start as soon as you're able to hopefully give us authorizations.
Yeah,
Any questions?
Fantastic.
I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, that sounds like a great program.
Yeah.
I'm certainly for it. Any questions?
No problem. Yeah, it gives a wonderful organization, and we're happy to.
Yeah, and
Do
we're
whatever
hopeful
we
maybe
can
we can
to
make
help.
this. Jim said, well, we can make it a little bit of a fun or a contest some kind. I said, well, we can do that too, and down the road, but maybe we can make this something we can do once or twice a year to change the seasons as well. We're willing to do the work.
Fabulous.
I can't think of anything more worthy to do and a place to get it in a kid's school with kids go out of their clothes and they would like to give it to somebody else.
Yeah,
Perfect.
sounds great.
Yeah, fully support.
Whatever we can do.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you need a motion?
Do we need a vote
Yeah, I would.
on that?
Yeah.
I don't think, we didn't think so, but we, Jim, do you want to jump in? We just thought it would be a great
can vote
idea
if
for
you
you
like.
to hear.
I think as long as the committee is comfortable with,
I think it's
us
fabulous.
moving forward,
Needed.
we'll start to coordinate with
Yeah.
I brought a couple of
the organization. And
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Perfect.
We wanted you to know when you see
Fantastic.
the trailers on the school grounds that
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's why
that-
they're there.
Great organization. So important. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
And next up, we have a presentation.
Madam
Oh.
Chair, minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did win. This is what happens when we go out of order. So, regular minutes for September 6, 2025.
I'll make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Oliver, second by Ms. Amaral. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? None. It is unanimous. Oh, you're right. I said October. No, September. Oh,
It's October.
October
It is,
6th.
it is.
What did you say, September?
October 6th.
October 6th.
I apologize. Thank you for catching that. All right, and now, presentation.
Yes, so I'm going to invite Kim Redlawn up to the podium to speak about something that you actually have been hearing about over the past couple of years, and that's the sort of the reinstitution of the district crisis team. It's reimagined, I think, in lots of ways, and I just, before Kim even starts, I just want to offer some I think much deserved praise for the work that she's moved in a really short amount of time in bringing together multiple stakeholders that include both school and public safety officials. And so she's going to talk to you about some of the work that she's been leading through the district. So thank you, Kim.
Sure.
Mrs.
Thank you.
Redlawn.
I like Kim. That's okay. Thank you. All right. So, as Dr. Saber-Maguire said, we reimagined the district crisis management team. So, you know, under the new district strategic plan, we brought back the district crisis management team, again, focusing on our focus area 2, our safe and supportive schools. So the district crisis management team connects to the district plan under that focus area 2, really realigning those safety practices across the district, further enhancing our preparedness for any emergencies, and making sure that we are consistent with our practices and our drills and just our protocols across all of our buildings across the district, and that our communications are consistent for all of our students, so that when they go from one building to the next, one level to the next, they're hearing the same message throughout their drills and their practices. So our members on our team this year are pretty consistent with last year as well. We have, this is our list, but I'll just kind of summarize who's on it. So we have district level members, our principals are on it, our nurse leader, we have a social worker representing that group from our district, and we also have community members who are represented, our District 1 and 3 fire chiefs, Detective Sergeant Brooks from the police department who oversees our SROs, and our 3 SROs are also on our team as well. So we get a lot of input when we're having our meetings from various different, you know, areas and angles and perspectives, which is really great because there's a lot of things that we don't think of that somebody else brings up. So it really makes our conversations rich and then helps us enhance the work that we're doing. So the purpose of our team, just in summary, because I know it's kind of small on the screen, but the purpose of our team is to provide leadership and support in the development of a district-wide preparedness plan to promote a safe environment across the district. So really, we're just here to help guide and, you know, be there as a resource for the district and help just implement, especially with each of our principals being on our team, it helps make sure and ensure that we have consistency throughout the district. So as we said, we started this last year, and really our main focus was just getting back up and running, getting back all on the same page, and really calibrating what we were all doing in each building. So we did have 4 meetings. We had quarterly meetings last year. And like I said, we collaborated on what we were doing for drills, for our timelines, and we just made sure that how we were presenting our drills and executing our drills were consistent across the district. And again, we're running quarterly meetings this year. We created, and like I said, a uniform timeline for elementary and secondary. So the elementary runs and has been running a pretty systematic and uniform timeline for their drills. Middle ran a timeline, and the high school ran their own timeline, so we now have middle and high school on the same timeline. It is quarterly, roughly the same as the middle school, but the elementary, but just a little bit off dates-wise, just because it follows their quarters versus the exact timeline as the elementary. We instituted or kind of structured the building-based teams. So that was something that came towards the end of last year, where each building now has kind of reimagined. They had teams, but we again have them more systematic and more uniform, so they all have their building-based crisis safety teams that have members who kind of mirror who are members on the district team. So there's a nurse, there's a social worker, there are the SRO, so there's consistency across the members who represent at the district team as well as the building team, and across each building, so that the representation is consistent. And we also created manuals for the district crisis team as well as the building team, again, to promote that consistency, so that it's not, you know, as, say, Audra leaves Quinn, the next principal knows how to continue the team, or if, you know, I was not, you know, somebody else was to run the district team, it would continue to be the same. And our goals for this year, with these updates, and we know that the last time the Crisis Emergency Management Plan was updated was back in '22, so we want to look at that, update, make any updates to that, and put out a new copy, an updated copy for that by the end of the year. We do want to look at the outside labeling of our buildings and make sure those are all uniform and labeled appropriately for first responders coming. That was something that came out of our meetings last year, that the fire chiefs had pointed out that some of our buildings aren't labeled according to how they would come and respond and, you know, kind of call out their response teams and execute. So that's something we're looking at for this year. We are looking to do updated safety training for all of our staff, to make sure that everybody is up to date for our, you know, active intruder trainings, things like that, this year for all of our staff in the buildings. We would really like to update our classroom emergency bags, so all classrooms have a, whether they call it a go bag or, you know, whatever they might call it, they are a bit outdated. Some of the bags are a little ratty, or, you know, they're not all the same bag. They don't all have a base amount of items that are provided. So we want to make sure that that's consistent across all classrooms or all areas where students are located. And then continue to strengthen our partnerships with the community agencies, resources, through targeted programs that, you know, we put together as we move forward. Any questions?
Thank you. It's important work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see one Dartmouth. We are not
Yeah.
all separate,
Yes.
doing the same thing, and it'll make it much easier for the kids if we should ever have to implement any of that. Hope we don't.
Exactly.
Any questions? Yeah, Mr. News.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Just one quick question. You were talking about the signage type of deal to, like, make it uniform. I mean, would it be something that would be readily visible to first responders showing up at the main door type of deal, that A is here, B is here, C, you know, that type of deal?
Yeah, so it would be, you know, it would be like the alpha side, Bravo side, you know,
Yeah.
that type of thing. And then each door is labeled A door 1, you know, so doing it that way. So yes, it would be all exterior labeling for each one.
Okay, Thank
And
you.
some buildings have it, some don't, some are. One thing that they had brought up was in the inside of the hallways too, like the inside of the high school is labeled certain ways. So also mirroring how we label the outside to make sure the inside is labeled the same way, so that it's called the same thing.
Great. Mr. Oliver?
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. I'm just happy to see that we're continuing to make safety a priority in Dartmouth and continue. We have already been doing great things in the past. I know we take safety, school safety and security seriously. We have a number of different things in place, and I'm just happy to see that it's continuing. So thank you for your work.
Thank you.
I don't have anything extra, except maybe like when you talk about the bags, and thank you for your coordination, and we got the right people at the helm sort of leading these efforts, and so nice work in doing this. Can you talk a little bit about and maybe it's Mr. Kiley, but like in the budgeting of those supplies that are needed, in the occasion that we're utilizing them, they become ratty again, like is there a process to maintain or oversight of making sure that the cost is included in the budget for those supplies in the classroom?
Well, I can let him talk about the maintaining of the costs, but I do know that that was part of the capital improvement for the safety and security that did go, was asked for at town meeting. So we do appreciate those funds being
approved.
Allocated, because we'll be able to move forward with that piece, but I'll let Mr. Kiley jump in for the rest.
Yeah, as Kim mentioned, we were fortunate to receive $285,000 for safety and security improvements at town meeting last week. So that will be our initial source to address some of the recommendations that we received when we did our building assessments with the Department of Homeland Security in conjunction with Dartmouth PD. So that's where we'll start. And then in terms of maintaining, we have in our new budget the plan to incorporate some recurring monies so that we'll be able to replenish things that might get used or out of date in that process.
Excellent. Thank you.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's move on to old business. We're reviewing policies. Mr. Kiley.
Thank you. So we have a second read tonight of Policy Section C, General School Administration. We had a little bit of discussion about it at the last school committee meeting when we did our first read. So I'd be happy to have more discussion or consider any recommendations that you might have on these policies. But outside of that, we're looking forward to revising the policies in Section C as well as two policies in Section J, the middle school pathway policy and the bullying prevention policy.
Terrific. I do not have any comments. I am good with it all.
I'm good.
Same.
All right. Do we have a motion then?
Madam Chair, make a motion that we approve school policies Section C as presented, and also school policy JICFB on bully prevention, and new policy JFABZ, middle school pathways exploration, as a second reading.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Nunes, second by Ms. Beckwith. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. We have a unanimous vote in the positive.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exciting.
So last meeting, we had discussed the MASC resolutions, and there was just one that we didn't come to an agreement on, which was the personal financial literacy education. And I know that Ms. Beckwith had done a little
More work on it.
more work on
A
it.
little more looking into it. So I did pose that question at the MASC webinar on the resolutions. They didn't seem to have as much concern as we did. They said it shouldn't be something that will cost a lot of money. It should be incorporated into relatively inexpensively, I quoted, that it could be incorporated into already existing curricula, but that if it does go, if the legislation passed, we can go to the legislation and make a request for money to fund it. And that generally it's about 3 cycles before legislation is really considered. So I think this is relatively new, this proposal. So, but again, they were pretty blasé about it.
Okay.
You know, that this is not going to cost a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you don't have a lot of money,
Right.
anything is, you know,
Right.
I love it. Not gonna cost much, but if it does, go talk to the state and wait
Yeah.
three cycles.
Cross your fingers,
Wait 6
know,
years.
say a wish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I personally believe we should have personal financial literacy in our schools. I do believe that Dartmouth Public Schools already does incorporate it into various classes throughout the school tenure of every student. So I don't think it would affect us, but I do think that every child in the state of Massachusetts who attends public schools should have the same background.
Yeah.
So I would vote in support if indeed it is not, what was the quote?
Could be incorporated relatively inexpensively in current curriculum.
How does everyone else feel on that? Are they ready to go with it, or are they against it?
I think universally across the state, this is something that every single school district should be doing for students.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they go to, you know, they come out, no disrespect, students come out and go, either going to college or going into the workforce, and they've, you know, they don't really know how to plan for finances and such sometimes, so this is good.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're in agreement. Okay, so
So I will vote yes.
Yeah.
terrific.
Very good.
That is wonderful.
Thank you,
Or
Mary.
maybe.
Thank
could
you.
vote
Yes,
maybe.
thank you for doing that. And we're going to move to new business. We were going to do the superintendent's evaluation this evening, but we're going to postpone that till our next meeting. So we're going to move right into the superintendent's goals.
Okay.
If you would like to
No,
present.
I'd love to, thank you. I know Mr. Parati's going to come out and set that up for me. I see he's already on his way. I think he thought he had another minute or so.
Oh, yeah, there was something else up there.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Parati. All right, I just want to make sure that I'm, I've got a handle on the control here. All right, so I'll just start off by saying that the goals of the superintendent and really everybody in the district should be, and I'm really pleased to see are very much aligned with the Dartmouth Public Schools District Strategic Plan. And hopefully when you just saw Ms. Redlawn present, you saw how well aligned we really truly are. And that's not to say that this work hasn't been going on for a number of years in Dartmouth. It's just like one of the most important things that we're doing is being really intentional about the work we're doing, why we're doing it, and how it's connected to a strategic plan, and what our progress is toward meeting our goals, and then what the actual outcomes are. And so always, though, I think that for me, the goals that I present to you this evening are meant to be a collaborative process with the committee. We have opportunities throughout the year to talk about goals. We have the opportunity to talk about where the district is moving, and I especially appreciate the time that we have together over the summer to talk about where we are in terms of meeting goals as part of, I guess we call it the evaluation process, but to me, it really speaks to the collaboration that we have with the committee, and I've been I've told you this before, and I'll continue to say it, that I so appreciate working collaboratively with this committee, because I know that it makes all the difference in us being able to work effectively and to move the school district forward. But what I also am committed to, and I know that the team here in Dartmouth is committed to, including everyone who's part of the Dartmouth community, is that everything that we're doing is aligned with core values, vision, and mission. And you should hear that. And when we talk about our goals and when we talk about the work we're doing, being able to make those connections is really important. Foundation for evaluation, I already talked about how we have the opportunity over the summer to meet one-on-one to talk about the goals and how they connect to really giving the committee an opportunity to give us feedback on how you think we're doing moving toward meeting the goals of, because the superintendent's goals are really the district goals. And when you connect the last bullet there to requires district-wide collaboration, I mean, that really is, I think, speaks to the importance of the work of any superintendent's goals, because the superintendent, regardless of what district you're in, does not do this work alone, and it's really about the collaboration that we have from the committee across all levels of our school district. So as far as, let's see, district improvement goal number 1, when I look at this one, it's simple, but it's the overarching goal, and it's about the implementation of the strategic plan. And really that's ongoing work that crosses all 4 of our strategic areas of focus. And you'll see that as we go through the year. I'm excited to be able to present to you at an upcoming meeting where we are as far as and how we are really capturing our progress toward meeting the goals in our strategic plan. So again, making the goals tangible and making the outcomes or the progress toward meeting those goals really understandable for the community at large and certainly for the committee. So full engagement, I mean, we are fully engaged, but I think that you'll see when we do our progress monitoring update, there are some things that you'll see in there that we're either not yet started or we're in the process of beginning, and that will be part of what our commitment is by the end of the 2026 school year. And we're fully committed to a community-wide understanding of our mission, vision, our values. And I call this, the broken record. We go out and we talk about our mission, we talk about our vision, we talk about our values, and we do that on a consistent basis. One of the things that I was able to do just this past week is I was able to attend a Dartmouth High School PTO meeting. They invited me early, so I attended, and I was able to actually give them an update on where we were. So in preparation for the presentation we'll be doing for the committee, and we'll be doing that at each of our schools for each of our PTOs. And then from there, what we'll also do, progress shared in forums, is we'll, as I said, we'll present certainly to the committee, and then we will present to PTOs, and then we will also be going to each one of the schools' faculty meetings and also giving them an update. And that's a way for us really to keep the work in front of folks so that they understand that the work they're doing every day in the classroom truly is reflected in the district strategic plan. So for student learning goal, again, this is really, when you think about it, our number 1 priority, and you hear us talking about it at each during each meeting. I know that last week Katie and Ross spoke to you about, Mrs. Paveo and Dr. Thibault spoke to you about the implementation of CKLA. I'll talk about that a little bit in my update. And really, I think as importantly is the professional development committee that now exists, and how the work of that committee is informing the work and supporting the implementation, because access is one thing and implementation is another, and ongoing support. But what we are committed to through high quality instructional materials, with the support of this committee, is making sure that, you know, we make that a priority, and equitable access for all students is critical. And having high quality materials it's a non-negotiable, and this committee has supported us in that, and that has been, I think, a difference maker in us being able to get to where we are. The alignment with the strategic plan is there, growth measured by multiple metrics. You'll see that, you know, we are introducing new data points. We're working very closely with school leadership teams and teacher teams to determine the best metrics to use to measure growth toward our student learning goals, and the teacher support and PD, I already mentioned that is an area of focus for us this year, and you heard quite a bit about that at your last committee meeting. Next is my professional practice goal. I love saying this, the NISIP, New Superintendent Induction Program. I think I've been inducted already, so year 3, but I appreciate the participation this year. It's a little bit different than what we've done in the last 2 years, and so really it's about coming together with colleagues across the state who are in the same positions, but similarly in their 3rd year. And it's about building off of each other, collaborating with our coaches, collaborating with our colleagues. This year, I've joined a consultancy team, and so for those of you who are familiar with consultancy, it's really about presenting a problem of practice and working it through with your colleagues in a way of gaining others' insight into an issue that you may be dealing with, that you're pretty close to, and sometimes having others who are listening sort of outside of your immediate circle can offer really valuable insight and advice into how to manage some of the inevitable challenges that we all face in our positions. And so beyond that, as you know, we have the goals that the superintendent, for the superintendent's performance ratings for standards, which I know you're in the thick of looking at right now. But as you remember from last year, what I've done is highlighted the ones that I think are of particular focus and align well with our strategic plan. So I won't read each of these to you. I know you have them in hand. But the standards are around instructional leadership, and obviously one of the ones that I focus on here is curriculum. As I said, that really aligns well with the goals of high quality instructional materials and how we support the implementation of the resource. And then we have standard 2 around management and operations. And what I always say is important about these kind of things is when you're looking at how do you evaluate, one of the ones I selected, and you hopefully will approve this evening, is around law, ethics, and policies, and that's about understanding and complying with state and federal laws, mandates, school committee policies, collective bargaining agreements, and ethical questions. And so if you were to ask me, and I would expect you would, what is some evidence that you have made or are working toward that particular standard, I'd be able to talk to you specifically about how that exists in the work of the superintendency and the district. Next, family and community engagement. We know that that's essential. It's something that we are committed to improving. And again, under family engagement, I'll talk about that more, about some of what the individual schools are doing. We certainly at the central office level are invested in family and community engagement, and at the same time, we also recognize that most family and community engagement is really happening at the school and the classroom level, because that's where folks want to be connected to what their students, what their children are experiencing every day. So at the district level, we might look at that a little bit differently, but it's how do we support the schools in that engagement. A good example tonight was having Mr. Tattlebaum here and connecting with the community. He, as a community member, came to us asking us to help support Gifts for Giving in that way, and it's really at the school level that that's going to happen. And then, oh, did I go the wrong way? I might have.
I think that's it.
What?
That's
Maybe
it?
not.
I think
No,
that's it.
did I, oh, so that went
That's
faster
it.
than I
Yeah,
thought.
that
Okay.
is it.
Okay. All right, so back to our strategic plan. So hopefully you see how this is all, everything that I hope you've heard from me this evening connects back to the strategic plan, and you can hear how our mission, our vision, our core values, and our strategic focus areas are all intertwined in a way that you'll hear from us week after, or meeting after meeting, and hopefully what you're hearing as far as the work that's happening out in schools. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting.
I do love how everything comes back to the strategic plan and starts with the strategic plan.
That's what it ends. It's very intentional.
It is. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, it's, I apologize. I agree with you, Bess. It's everything that goes through, it starts out the strategic plan and then it goes from there. And it just, everything just tying right in. So it's nice to see. It really is.
Ms. Beckwith?
Two things. One is it's really nice that the DESE superintendent evaluation dovetails nicely with our strategic plan. But it just shows you what, that we all have the same priorities. I want to ask about the new superintendent training program.
Yes.
How many years is that?
That is 3 years. So this
Okay.
is the final year
Yeah.
of that participation. The first 2 years, I was connected pretty closely with the coach. This year, not so much. She's there if I need her, but in the past, the coach has come out to the district. But
And do you, actually two more questions. One, do you have an opportunity to continue with those consultancy teams after the 3 years?
The MASS, Mass Association for School Superintendents, has put together a number of new groups outside of the new superintendent induction program, because I think they've recognized that at the end of the 3 years, there might be some other supports that superintendents need, and not just superintendents, but they've also really done a good job focusing on our assistant superintendents, or in our case, our executive directors, to put some professional development sort of job-alike groups together. And one or more than one of the groups is focused on superintendencies and a support network.
Great. And my final question is, will you have the opportunity to support new superintendents in the future through this
Maybe.
program?
Not
That would be
sure.
great. I think that
Thank
would
you.
be great.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Teach them.
Great. Then if there's no further questions, do we have a motion?
Concerns?
Motion to approve the superintendent goal setting and evaluation for school year 2025 to 2026 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Noon, second by Mr. Oliver. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Passes unanimously.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
And now?
And now you get to listen to me again.
the
Thank
update.
you.
Thank
All
you.
right, so as always, I am always pleased to share the updates, and we are always incredibly busy, and there's so much to update you on, and as in the past, we structure that around the district strategic plan, because everything starts with, as you just said, and ends with the district strategic plan. So under teaching and learning, and I know you hear a lot about CKLA, but I'm going to continue to bring it up because I think it's incredibly important, that I'm just really pleased to share with you that the implementation across all of our elementary schools continues to go exceptionally well. This is more than just having a high-quality resource. It's about the instruction that happens when we give our teachers the tools that they need to be successful. That does not mean that there aren't any speed bumps, because there are. But overall, we're seeing and hearing a high degree of both teacher satisfaction and student engagement. I know, Ms. Beckwith, that you were at the Quinn today and you got to see some of this in action, which is really exciting. But that's the ultimate measure of success is, you know, when you're learning, if you're engaged, you're going to be learning. And our teachers are excited about where they're headed. Again, not to say that there aren't challenges, because the implementation of any new curriculum comes with some struggle. But I'm going to continue to give Mrs. Paveo a shout out, because the masterful schedule at the elementary level is really the key to this success, and making sure and creating the time for teachers to not only teach the resource, I mean to teach the students, not the resource, we teach kids, not resources, but by allowing for that professional development to happen and providing that dedicated time for teachers to meet and plan both at the grade level and, again, like I get so excited, across schools, is just, it's incredibly impressive. And that came with a lot of thought and hard work, and I'm really grateful that we have that in place, because it is absolutely a difference maker. So I also would share with you, I mentioned to you that we were recognized for our students' progress in returning to pre-pandemic levels of student achievement in grades 3 through 8. So I'll pass this around. I'll show you that we did receive a certificate from the commissioner that codifies our recognition, so we'll put it in a frame and hang it up somewhere, and hopefully next year it will say both mathematics and English language arts. So that's our goal, but I'll pass that down just so if you want to take a look at it, you can. I'll also mention that DESE, and I thank Mrs. Denicio for her hard work in preparing for this. They are conducting a district monitoring visit with our special ed office, and they'll be here on November 12th. I know that public notification has gone out via Parent Square and the electronic backpack for anyone interested in being interviewed. There is a link to do that, and that link is directly to the folks who are going to be conducting the review here in Dartmouth. So a couple other noteworthy items. On October 18th, Dartmouth hosted a regional professional development day for high school biology teachers. So a few of our teachers participated. It wasn't just our teachers, it was teachers from different parts of the state, but the session focused on scientific modeling, and it aligns with our strategic plan, again, to provide opportunities for high-quality professional learning. So I think our faculty that was involved in making sure that that happened. Fun fact, Mr. Parati's film production studies class. Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted to talk to you about first, but that is a fun fact. So they did visit Martha's Vineyard to view the 50th anniversary edition of Jaws. Yes, and they toured the filming location, and they were led by student guides, Noah Clark, Brady Jackson, and the trip was fully funded by Mass Hire. If you remember, they came to visit us last year of Greater New Bedford, and that's really offering us the opportunity to provide our students with unique experiences. So yeah, that sounded like that was quite a lot of fun. But my fun fact is this. Mr. Parati's media students placed in the Mass DOT Safe Streets contest. So this is what I'd like you all to do when you have a free moment. Find the video link to Coach P's Walk to School Safely video, because it is quite entertaining. Mr. Parati has a skill that we may not have recognized before, and that's he's got a little bit. He's a good actor, and he leads that, so it's really fun. He's very entertaining, but I literally laughed out loud when I was watching the video. So, but we'll find out where the video is placed after tomorrow. There is an awards ceremony that is going to happen in Braintree at the Sheridan, so keep your fingers crossed for our students. And then I'd also mention again, as part of student engagement, on October 24th, Dartmouth High School students joined Mr. Parati at the Dartmouth Middle School for an expo showcasing the high school programs. And then we had the showcase evening, which I'll mention under student and family engagement. On October 22nd, for those of you who are familiar with NBA and WNBA referees, Gary Zielinski visited reps officiating class and presented, which that helps prepare students for certification and paid refereeing positions, which is a great high school job. And then on October 24th, Dartmouth Middle School hosted an author and illustrator by the name of Cara Bean, who's pretty well known, and she met with 8th graders to share her experiences and discuss connections between art, storytelling, and social emotional well-being. So there's a lot going on under teaching and learning. I can't always capture it all, but those are some of the highlights that are happening in the district over the past couple of weeks. And so now I'm going to move into budget and capital improvements. And as you know, I would just mention before I turn it over to Jim to share good news, is that the town meeting was really successful, and we truly appreciate the select board, the finance committee, and town meeting members for the support that they're showing to the school community. And Mr. Kiley is going to share some good news.
First, I want to thank Dr. Sabe McGuire for representing us at town meeting and doing a great job. And in my absence, I really appreciate that. So we were pleased to get a phone call. Actually, Ms. Genthner fielded the call on Friday from the MSBA, saying that they are going to recommend to the board our roof project. So
Excellent.
on Wednesday, Dr. Sabe McGuire and I will be attending their meeting virtually, so we don't have to go to Boston. Good. It's not a bad thing. And we'll keep you posted on what the action is. But we were very pleased. So it was a good thing for sure that the town supported the feasibility study at town meeting. So we'll actually already have a little bit of funds to, move forward with the project if the board does in fact vote in favor of it. So, yeah, we're excited.
Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Bess?
Yes.
Quick question through you to Mr. Guy. So it gets approved Wednesday type of deal. What's the next step that we do?
Yeah, so then the next, basically, we were excited, obviously, and, we ask the same question. They'll send us a letter with requirements and timeline for what we need to do moving forward. They will be appointing an owner's project manager. That'll be the first step, and then an architect or engineer firm, designer firm, to work with us. So we won't be part of that selection process, as Dr. Sabe McGuire mentioned at town meeting when asked. But yeah, so we're excited for sure.
Yeah, good.
And I believe there'll be a initial agreement that'll be in place for feasibility study with them that we'll have to seek your approval on, so that we can get started. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Awesome. Great.
That is good news.
That was great news. So I just also mentioned that we're planning out school committee agendas, and we'll be talking about budget soon. I know Mr. Kiley will plan on, I think at the next meeting, you're going to talk about the timeline.
Great.
So under safe and supportive schools, as you heard from Ms. Redlawn this evening, safety is absolute top priority, and we're proud of the measurable progress we're making. We have completed much of our district-wide safety training, ensuring that everyone knows their role. The other part of safe and supportive schools, though, is the social emotional side, and I've mentioned to you that we're rolling out the new social emotional learning curriculum, which is Wayfinder at the high school level, and we're looking forward to seeing that in action and thinking about the impact that it'll have on our students and whether or not it's something that we'll be thinking about in the future for our middle schools. You should know that we are strategically using the opioid settlement funds provided by the town to support some of these key behavioral safety and health priorities, and we plan to give you a full overview of how we're targeting those specific funds at an upcoming meeting. So we'll get into that a lot deeper, because we are grateful to the town for prioritizing the schools with some of that funding. And I think that what a positive about that is that it's just not one and done, and that funding will continue for a number of years. So we'll talk about that in more detail.
Great.
At an upcoming meeting. And, thank you to Ms. Redlawn again, but we'll be talking about safety and security priorities along with Mr. Kiley during our executive session later on. Under family and community engagement, there's so much happening. You heard our new student rep talk about the trunk or treats. I would say that that's happening in different schools across the different district, and they have been a huge hit. Or I had to say this, I wrote this, so the family turnout has been spooktacular. I had to get it in just because. So, but at the high school, the student council actually organizes that, and at the school level, it's parents and teachers and family members. So the high school also had a spooky 5K yesterday. So that apparently was really well attended. I talked to Mrs. Shea about it this morning, and that supports cross country and track and field. So it's been busy. We're hoping that we are able to repeat our partnership with Council on Aging and having our cheerleaders. I talked to Coach Braga just this past Friday about having the cheerleaders join the Council on Aging for their line dancing class. That has been really successful and well received in the past. And I thank the coach and the athletic director and the folks at the Council on Aging for continuing to support that partnership. In the communication space, it's hard. We're in year 3 of using Parent Square, and I have to say our staff continue to look for ways to maximize the effectiveness. We were at MASC last week and 2 weeks ago, and there were different sessions on optimizing the use of Parent Square. And I can see because we get usage reports on a pretty regular basis, and you can see that it's making a difference. And as people get more comfortable with it, they're using it in more effective and creative ways, and we'll continue to learn more about it as we continue to use it. So we have lots going on. You can see we have a lot of passionate staff. I was here it seems like a week ago for the high school showcase evening, and there were many families and students in attendance. There were many faculty members here to welcome the students and the families into the school, and I think that that goes a long way toward establishing a culture and sort of a feeling of trust between families and the high school community. And there was a lot of excitement here, and it was a wonderful evening. And I really applaud the high school and the middle school for their work together in offering our middle schoolers an opportunity to understand and see what the high school has to offer. And so that's it. That's my report. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, last week we mentioned that there is a budget advisory group that is being formed, and they would like 2 members from this group to be on it. And I didn't know if there was anyone who particularly wanted to be on it.
What's the group for again?
So the general purpose, I'll just read it, is to establish, to provide independent review, guidance, and recommendations to the Select Board, Town Administrator, Finance Committee, and School Committee regarding the town's operating capital budgets. And the group will serve as a resource for long-term financial planning and enhanced fiscal transparency, supporting informed decision-making and responsible stewardship of public funds. Specific charges are communication and collaboration, serve as a forum for open dialogue among key stakeholders, foster mutual understanding of budget priorities, challenges and constraints among departments, boards, and the public. Also budget review and analysis, review preliminary revenue and expenditure projections provided by the town administrator and superintendent, and to discuss key budget drivers, trends, and assumptions affecting both municipal and school budgets. Transparency and public engagement, support the development of clear, accessible budget communication tools for the public, provide input on ways to increase public understanding and trust in the budget process. Also, strategic input and recommendations, identifying opportunities for long-term budget efficiencies, shared services and cost-saving initiatives, and offering non-binding recommendations or observations to help guide the budget development process. And lastly, coordination with established bodies to ensure that the group's work complements without duplicating or interfering with the statutory responsibilities of the Finance Committee, Select Board, and School Committee.
Thank you.
Not a problem. So is there anyone who is itching to be on it? Okay. It might make sense to have who's on our budget subcommittee to be on it, unless perhaps, Chris, you are not available to be on it.
I would be happy to do it. I'll step up. Do you know what the time commitment is, though?
I think it's mostly in the winter season, budget season.
Monthly?
That I don't know. Have you heard?
Monthly, December through April, they indicated.
All right. I'll step up.
Okay. And then I will do it too.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you,
Thank you,
Bess.
Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bess.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, great. It'll be Chris Oliver and Bess Coughlin. So,
Thank you, Chris.
that's all really that I have, although I
Not a
did
problem.
think that the town meeting went well, and I was appreciative of votes to support the Dartmouth Public Schools.
Yes.
Mr. News, perhaps you have something to add.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Just real quick, just thank you to everybody that showed up last Saturday to help us with our home shows. 18 bands running through from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 9:30. Long day type of deal, but really, really great. All the students, all the bands were excellent. They have a great time. My thanks to Stat Ambulance, who was there. To my knowledge, weren't needed, but they were there just in case. And Dartmouth EMA came in at night to light up practice areas in the fields, so the students had lights coming, to and from the Quinn School and such. To Dr. Thomas, thank you for leaving the lights on at the Quinn School till 11 o'clock, so all the kids and the buses could get out with no problem. And that, so we came in second. The kids did an outstanding job, even though there was a glitch with the electronics, but that's okay. They plowed through very well. This week, Saturday night, we're up in Stoughton for the Massachusetts Rhode Island State Championships, and then, lo and behold, the season ends the following Saturday, the 8th, when we head off to MetLife for nationals. So. Be an early morning that day.
Yeah, it's great news.
So that's all I have. And yeah, and I agree with you. Thank you to town meeting for the support for all of our articles that we had and such. And seriously, to Dr. Saber McGuire with the presentation on the school roof money and such, did a great job.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Kiley prepared me well.
Yes.
Anybody else have anything else to add?
No.
Okay. Well, currently, our next meeting of the school committee is scheduled for Monday, November 17th, to be held at 6 o'clock here in the Dartmouth High School Media Library. But Dr. Saban McGuire has requested that perhaps we could change that meeting to November 10th due to the fact that she's unable to make the 17th. How does everybody's schedules look for that?
I can do it.
I can do the 10th.
That's fine.
Yeah. Tenth is fine.
Okay, so we will cancel the November 17th meeting, and in its place, we will do a November 10th meeting. Thank you all for that.
Same bat time?
Same bat time, 6 o'clock here at the Dartmouth High School
Bat
Library
time, same
Media
bat
Center.
time.
So we would like to get a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss deployment of security personnel and/or devices and/or strategies, and to discuss strategy with respect to non-union personnel, where an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the school committee's bargaining position. Do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion with this, and with the caveat that we will not be returning to open session.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Nunes, second by Ms. Beckwith. All in favor?
Roll call.
Aye.
Oh, roll call. Sorry.
Kathleen Emerald?
Yes.
John Nunes?
Yes.
Chris Oliver?
Yes.
Mary Beckwith?
Yes.
Jess Coughlin?
Yes.
Trick or treat.